If the protesters on January the 6th had had their way, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris wouldn't have become president and vice president. A year on, in their eyes, the blame for that remains firmly with the former president, not that they once used his name.
And here's the truth. The former president of the United States of America has created and spread a web of lies about the 2020 election. He's done so because he values power over principle, because he sees his own interest as more important than his country's interest, than America's interest, and because his bruised ego matters more to him than our democracy or our Constitution.
He spoke in the very hall where 12 months ago protesters had trooped en route to a deadly assault on democracy. Inspired at the very least by the words of the man desperate to hang on to the presidency.
And we fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
5 died, dozens were injured, hundreds have been prosecuted.
I did not seek this fight brought to this Capitol 1 year ago today, but I will not shrink from it either. I will stand in this breach. I will defend this nation. And I will allow no one to place a dagger at the throat of democracy.
U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, U.S. Capitol Police Officer Howard Livingood.
On the floor of the House, they remembered in silence the officers who died. This was a day of reflection, but one almost entirely of Democrats. That tells you everything about the division in America today. Joe Biden painted a vivid picture of the horrors of what happened here a year ago. But as with many presidential addresses to the American people these days, it raised the questions of who's listening, who hasn't already made up their minds. Because this was a day, as much as anything, about the elections that are to come. Trump still looms over American politics. He cancelled a planned news conference, but issued a statement. Biden used my name today to try to further divide America, he said. This political theatre is all just a distraction for the fact Biden has completely and totally failed. The Democrats want to own this day of January the 6th so they can stoke fears and divide America. The vice president compared January the 6th to Pearl Harbor and 9/11. It was an assault on democracy, she said. This one launched from within. 12 months on, it's still an open wound with little sign of healing.